A video by Fuckwhat's
The year 1995, the president probably having sex with Monica Lewinsky. Radiohead just released their second album called The Bends, a huge step up from their debut Pablo Honey, but still heavily influenced by the record label EMI. Regardless, The Bends was a huge hit and still stands as a post-grunge classic alongside albums like The Color and Shape by the Foo Fighters and Blue Album by Weezer. Because The Bends was so successful, EMI gave the band a lot more control over their sound, which would prove very helpful in the years to come. The year 2003. Iraq liberated. Radiohead just released their new album called Hail to the Thief, thus completing their 6th album contract with EMI. The band had no plans to ever work with them again, and with the Hail to the Thief tour taking a very heavy toll on all the members, they weren't really in the mood to start working on another album. They would all begin working on their own solo projects, but for the most part, everyone was kinda out of it, and Radiohead, for the time being, was dead. With this newfound freedom, a bunch of money from EMI, and no deadline, they would begin production on their next album with the help of producer Nigel Godrich. They would release a few singles throughout 1996, all of them doing numbers in the UK before dropping the big one on May 21st, 1997. OK Computer. The title was inspired by a line from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and was meant to represent humanity's over-reliance on technology, a theme that permeates throughout the album. After a period of dormancy, the band would reunite in 2005. Originally, because their usual producer Nigel Godrich was busy elsewhere, they planned on working with Spike Stent, known for his work with Björk and U2. Very little came out of these sessions, however, and the band considered just breaking up entirely. But soon enough, Nigel was back, and they'd begin working on their next album completely unbeknownst to the public. Because they had absolutely zero obligations to release it on time, the band would take their sweet time with the record. And eventually, with only 10 days' notice, Radiohead would release In Rainbows on October 10th, 2007. Available to download on their website for absolutely free. OK Computer would become an almost instant hit. Taking inspiration from things like the Beach Boys, Miles Davis, and the Beatles, its sound was a fusion of their post-grunge roots with a more grand electronic production style, which would eventually become a defining feature of theirs with Kid A and Amnesiac. The opening track, Airbag, was inspired by frontman Thom Yorke getting into a car crash. It illustrates the irony of the airbag, a piece of technology made to protect us from another piece of technology. There's also Paranoid Android, a 6-minute long, 3-act ballad about a man with schizophrenia slowly losing his mind. It also has one of the most iconically strange music videos of all time. But my personal favorite track is Karma Police, being sung from the perspective of someone living in an authoritarian dystopia. It feels like a slow dance at the end of time, and its inclusion in Invincible makes me love it that much more. Okay, so for some dumbass reason, only this section of the video caused the video to get blocked worldwide. So, you should still definitely listen to the song, but also, yeah, fuck you, EMI. OK Computer would be a hit both critically and commercially. Its sound is so futuristic and alien that modern bands are still catching up. It's safe to say that OK Computer is the best album that Radiohead has ever met. In Rainbows is such a hard record to describe. It can't simply be explained away with words. It's one of those things that you have to listen to truly understand. It blends aspects of every album they've produced up until that point. From the guitar-centered bursts of energy of the Bends, the forward-looking instrumentation of OK Computer, the depressingly abstract sounds of Kid A, and the diverse, meaningful ballads of Hail to the Thief. The opener, 15 Steps, starts out with a solitary drum cycle before flourishing with an almost magical guitar. Fishes is a melancholic number about losing yourself in pursuit of someone only to realize you're wasting your life. There's the energetic high of Jigsaw falling into place. Followed by the hangover closer of Videotape.
When I'm at the pearly gates, this'll be on my videotape,
Overall, In Rainbows has this dreamlike quality to it, and it feels like a celebration of everything Radiohead is and what they would become. All things considered, it's a no-brainer that this is the best album that Radiohead has ever made. I first started listening to Radiohead late last year by complete chance. I'd heard good things about all their albums, so on a long car ride, I randomly decided to listen to In Rainbows for the first time, not really knowing what to expect. By the end of it, I felt like I was gonna pass out. It was a feeling of euphoric confusion that I don't think I'll ever feel again. On the other hand, OK Computer didn't really stick out to me for a while. I always liked it, but it took a while for it to really resonate with me on the same level as In Rainbows. When it finally did, it became just as magical. It's been almost a year since I first listened to these records, and the more I go back to them, the harder it is for me to pick my favorite. I feel like they show two very different eras for Radiohead, with the former showing them in their critical prime and the latter their artistic prime. Radiohead just means so much to me, and the fact that they have two records that are often considered the best of all time goes to show how incredible they are. I really can't recommend OK Computer and In Rainbows enough. They changed my life. Thanks for watching.